Hi, it's Shola Kaye here from Speak Up Like a Diva, Speak Up and Shine. I'm a public speaking coach and a professional speaker and performer based in London. And what I want to talk about today is how you can make your public speaking more engaging by using stories, but also what do you need to do in your stories to make people really be on the edge of their seats and wanting to hear the outcome, and therefore much more engaged in you and what you're offering. Recently, I was asked to put together a keynote talk on confidence for a corporate organization. And I was reviewing the stories that I have and that I use and pulling some of them together in a different order and brushing them up a little bit for this event. And it occurred to me how important it is to not only tell stories, because we all know how important stories are for engagement and for audience interest, but in addition to that, within our stories, ideally we want to try and increase the tension by having something at stake. So instead of just recounting a simple story, I needed this, I went here, I got it. You want to talk about what could be the issue if you don't manage to get this thing. Okay, so let's speak about it in concrete terms. So one of the stories that I share is a kind of humorous story about my time performing on board a cruise ship, and how when I got this offer to go and sing on this cruise ship, I was incredibly excited because I was visualizing this new life for myself as a cruise ship singer and living a life on the ocean wave, maybe even meeting a rich partner who was going to treat me to an amazing lifestyle. I'm amping this up a bit for the story, but all these outcomes that could happen if this first appearance on this cruise ship is successful. And so I talk about going on the cruise ship, and there are a few sort of funny bits and pieces along the way. But then I also share the fact that to be chosen to do more cruises, I have to get a certain score from the audience when they fill out their assessment forms at the end of the cruise. And if I don't get that score, then that means all my dreams are in tatters. And so throughout the course of this talk or this story, I sort of share my sort of thoughts and feelings and my observations along the way. And so the audience start to get this real sense of, okay, well, she needs this score of 4 out of 5, but this has happened and that's happened, and can she do it? And so on and so forth until we reach the climax of the story. And I'm not going to tell you what happens, but by sharing with the audience what's at stake, what your hopes and dreams are, if indeed you manage to pull it off, and what's in store for you if you don't pull it off, they're much more interested and they can see themselves perhaps in that story, and they really get all the implications of what does it mean for you? What does this mean to achieve this thing, or to be a failure and not achieve this thing? And you want the audience to be on the edge of their seats, right? Because you want them to be as engaged and interested as you possibly can. So when you're telling stories, always have something at stake. And if you possibly can, as you go through the story, you want to heighten the tension by sharing with the audience the risks, what's in the way of you pulling it off. And then also what the benefits are to you if you do manage to pull this off, so that they're really in that story with you, and that story becomes as interesting as watching a Hollywood movie. And talking about frameworks for stories, one of the well-known frameworks is called the hero's journey, and this idea of having something at stake and then having the situation get worse before it potentially gets better is a ploy that's often used in screenwriting, in writing scripts for films, and it's most definitely there in that hero's journey storyline. So if you're interested in reading about the hero's journey, you can find out a little bit more about it in my book, How to Be a Diva at Public Speaking, or of course there are many books on storytelling, and indeed you can just Google it and you'll find lots of information. But just to summarise, remember that when you're storytelling, you want to heighten the tension. You want to amp up the tension by having something at stake, and then having the situation get potentially worse, and sharing with the audience what's in it for you if you do manage to succeed, and what the implications are if you don't. So you want to make sure that the audience really understands the importance of this event for you, so that they can really get involved and enjoy the story as much as you hopefully enjoy telling it. That's it from me today, and please do go ahead and check out some of the stuff that I have for you. So you can go to my page, sholakaye.com/fab-freebies, and you can download a variety of different freebies: how to find speaking gigs, how to write a talk that persuades, or just join my Facebook group, which is Public Speaking for Female Coaches and Entrepreneurs. And I'll see you next time.